which kind of meditation can give us otherworldly happiness? So one part is the difference between worldly and otherworldly happiness. And on top of that, which kind of meditation can give us otherworldly happiness? Well, this could be quite a large topic. Now, let us first make clear that there are different types of meditation. Very roughly speaking, two types of meditation, samatha bhavana and vipassana bhavana. But there are, of course, a lot of varieties of samatha bhavana, different kinds of tranquility meditation. If you look at the Visuddhi Magga, there are 40 kamatanas, type of meditation objects. And out of those 40, 39 are samatha bhavana or tranquility meditation, and only one is a vipassana or the satipatthana bhavana. So all the different types of samatha bhavanas, I'm not going to go into all of them. That would take too much time, but there are a couple which are quite what you call popular, such as metta bhavana. Now, metta bhavana is a way to develop a universal loving kindness towards oneself and other beings, human, animals, visible and invisible. And when one does that, the mind becomes calm and quiet. And that's why it is called a tranquility meditation. But because of that, the fact that it is also generated by what you call, words, the repetition of a sentence such as, may all beings be well and happy, means that it cannot be used for deeper kinds of meditation in the sense of not what you call vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation needs a different kind of approach. So metta bhavana is one type of tranquility meditation, but there are so many others. Any kind of concentration on an external or an internal object leading to dhyana is all coming under the category of samatha. So concentration means you try to fix your attention on a particular kind of object. Could be within your body, could be outside. You could be looking at a flower, for instance, or you could be looking at something outside yourself and fix your attention on that. Try to keep your attention on it, and when attention wavers, bring it back again and again and again. So you're actually trying to exclude other objects and just include or fix your mind on one chosen object. So the excluding of other objects, now they may come to your mind, actually, they will come to your mind, and then to try and to get rid of those objects may take quite a lot of effort, quite a lot of energy, and may be quite difficult to do. And sometimes people think, when they have an idea, that meditation means you have to focus on one chosen object, you have to keep your mind on that. When it goes here and there, bring it back to that particular chosen object. And if you can't, or if other objects come in your way, so to speak, or they come to your mind, or it could be just sounds, could be feelings, could be thoughts. Well, then uh, if you can't stick to that particular chosen object, then those people who have that idea, namely that your mind should be fixed on one object, exclude all other objects, and have no thoughts, be empty of thoughts. That is an idea. And if you then can't succeed in that, then you think that you are actually a kind of a failure in the meditation. Well, that is a wrong conception, wrong idea about meditation. Madam, your mic is on, open. And so that concentration leading to samatha or tranquility or dhyana even is all coming under that category of samatha bhavana. Now, one could think, yes, but that gives me peace of mind, like tranquility through metta could be one, tranquility through anapanasati could be one, tranquility through some kind of repetition of a word. Sometimes people use mantras, not so much in the Theravada tradition, but in different Buddhist and Hindu traditions. The repetition of a mantra could give you peace of mind. Yes, it does give you peace of mind, but as J. Krishnamurti pointed out very pointedly, that it is not real peace of mind, but just a piece of the mind. If you see the difference, because you are focusing and fixing your mind on one object and excluding the other objects, and then you get the peace of mind, but that's a temporary peace of mind. It's not the solution to the problem, and it is really a piece of the mind in the sense that you're focusing on one part and not the whole thing. Now, when Prince Siddhartha went for meditation under the greatest masters, Brahmaputra and Alara he found that they could actually only take him to the level of the 8th jhana, which is not bad. I mean, 8th jhana is quite difficult to reach. It's a state of mind where you have deep concentration and the body doesn't need any food or drink, doesn't need to move, can sit in one place for a week without needing all that. And they say even if 500 horse carts are passing by, you don't hear it. Well, that could be quite dangerous, I would think. But anyway, if you sit in a safe place, it might not be too bad. But anyway, Siddhartha thought when he reached those high states of dhyana, this is not the final solution. There must be something more. This is what is called a conditioned state of mind. It is conditioned in the sense that because of the effort, because of the concentration, because of the object, all these things come together, and therefore it is conditioned, is not free, and it is therefore just something brought about by the mind itself. It's kind of a product, mind-made product. So then Siddhartha went on his own, and he found out, along with the what is called the Paticca Samuppada, the 12 links of the one to the other, to the other, to the other, the conditions that are influencing each other, the together arising of these 12 links, that when you are able to see that and penetrate these links of cause and effect, then for instance, the link that everything starts with avidya, ignorance. Ignorance is the main, what you call the culprit, that leads to the continuation in the cycle of rebirth. So if one sees that, and if one sees that by trying to become the bhava, also this process is just going on, and therefore it is when he saw that, and he saw it from the beginning to the end and from the end to the beginning, then he realized what is called the unconditioned. And what is the unconditioned? That is actually nirvana. That's the only unconditioned something in the universe, according to us, the Buddhists, and all the other things under the sun, and also inside and everything that we do is conditioned by sights, by sounds, by smells, by taste, by touch sensations, and by thoughts. All that is what we call conditioning factors. But when it comes to the realization of the unconditioned, it doesn't have any of those 6 senses or objects, but it is a realization of the unconditioned, which is undescribable. It is beyond thought and ideas. It's beyond, that is why we call it otherworldly. We're talking about otherworldly as opposed to the worldly. There's worldly happiness in those, what is called samatha bhavanas. We get feeling of maybe concentration and peace and happiness, but it is a conditioned kind of happiness. Therefore, we cannot really call it, how do you call it, solution to the problem of suffering in the round of rebirth, the birth, life, death, and rebirth. For that, we need that other type of meditation, which the Buddha apparently found out as the first one in his era. The others were all practicing samatha meditation in order to develop what is called psychic powers. That's yet another thing. That what is called the tranquility meditations may lead to what is called psychic powers. What is that? Well, psychic powers are like clairvoyance, clairaudience, reading other people's minds, remembering your own past lives, and something like bilocation or multi-location, to be able to appear in several places. Now, in the time of the Buddha, there was a monk who had spent 12 years on samatha bhavana, and finally he was able to cross the river Ganga by walking on the water. That was because of his psychic powers, and he came to the Buddha and said quite enthusiastically, if not proudly, that now he was able to walk on the water, go across the river. Buddha says, and how long did it take you to learn that? Well, 12 years. And the Buddha said, well, I just paid 5 cents and the boatman takes me across. So why should I spend that much time on learning something like that? So that's why there is, of course, a certain amount of validity, a relative validity and worth to all these tranquility meditations. Not that we want to deride them and say they're no good. They're all having their good points. But on the other hand, developing dhyanas, which they do if you are successful, just doing that on your own sometimes may have certain amount of side effects which come unexpectedly. If you don't have a teacher who can help you to overcome the, let's put it, dangers of that particular practice, then you might get a little bit into trouble because of that meditation. So one has to be careful with for one could say yes, tranquility meditation is good up to a certain point. It has many also positive points, but it is to be, how do you